Pokemon Center in Singapore, apparently per this PokeBeach article, is now requiring that every single booster box be open before they leave their store, and this has caused some people to think that there is an uproar, like Brian over at PokeNE, and this is kind of like we're talking about the subject. He brings up some valid points. I think from another perspective, as a sealed collector, I think that's more so what he aligns with, even though I know he doesn't really collect per se. But that's kind of his thought process of the lane. And I wanted to present the collector side of this because I think both bring difference in opinions as whether this is a good or bad idea. I do have to disclaimer, I've got some Japanese I bought from Pokemon Center myself. This is opened. So was this one. And then I bought this one from a store in Japan that was sealed. So I have had varying experience to talk about how this affects the market and kind of looking at it as somebody that's held these for now several years. First off, Brian thinks that this is going to make the sealed price of a booster box go up versus non-sealed as far as that goes. And for future sets to have sealed product, it's just going to make a premium on it. He's pushing blame during his video saying distribution having shell companies, MJ Holdings in particular being known to have a company that they are selling other product that's from Pokemon at a higher level. And that, I think, is bad. Assessing the situation, it's kind of difficult to sit here and say that this is going to create a better product or a better experience for the consumer. And the issue with this is there are so many different Swiss cheese holes in the entire process to getting a set of card to your hands that we have seen an error in issue at every single stop. I don't know if it's just America, but it seems to be the case because that's all I hear about, right? And we've seen issues where people have stolen cards from the printing facility, or you see it falling off a truck on its way to distribution, then causing like selling market price on other stuff, then it coming to you through some kind of vendor such as PokeNE or whoever, and they're having to mark it up as well. I think we have seen every scam that you can think of. Every single product has its own flaw, whether that be sealed product like a booster box where you looked at Logan Paul. I always use that because that was like the biggest, most easiest one to point at. This has become very nuanced and convoluted, which I think in some ways is interesting to say that booster boxes are going to be some astronomical price. And during his video, he talks about how like the per pack ratio that you're getting a deal by getting a booster box, but under current conditions of the economy, that is not the case. It's actually kind of the reverse. Now, I'll show you, for example, we have Prismatic Evolutions, the newest set, which if you're looking at TCG Player as of this video, we're talking about almost $13 per pack. Now, if you compare that to something like a Elite Trainer box, which has 9 packs and has the EV promo, I minus that from this, there's $139 in the market for TCG Player, minus 14 for the EV promo. That's $125. That doesn't include dice, all that stuff. I write that off. But that is $13.88 per pack. So it's actually coming at a premium that there are more in one little area, which is kind of ironic. Now I was like, let's go back and look at a hype set such as Evolving Skies, which has some kind of like provenance to it. Because that booster box, as of today making this video, is $1,321.88. And there's 32 packs. You divide that up, that's $41 per pack in a booster box. Now, if you compare that to the market price of what is in a sleeve booster that has the actual cardboard around it, or just loose packs of 4, you can see that it is $32 for a sleeve booster pack, and it is about $90 for 4 packs of the 4 set that's there. I'm going to make a point of how booster boxes are more expensive. He thinks it's going to make them even more expensive, but I'm going to annotate why I don't think that really matters and why the new versus old is really important with this.
There's a reason why I was able to get an email list of 50,000 people now just promising I'm going to sell my MSRP because nobody's doing it. So let's run that by again. Pokemon's looking at Bobby and Susie Lee and going, nope. They're the reason why there's an issue. We're going to open their packages before we give it to them. And they're ignoring all the vendors like me who are actually getting thousands of boxes. And we're selling them for over MSRP. Pokemon doesn't seem to mind that. There's no control. There's no rules. There's no like prices set. There's no consequence. Hell, why wouldn't I sell Journey Together at $250? I'd get away with it. I have 1,000 boxes. I could sell them for $250 a piece and get a clean $250,000 in gross, and I only paid like $100,000. Maybe I'll just say screw it. Maybe I'll just sell them for $250,000 because there's no consequence. Pokemon's not coming to my house and tearing the plastic off the stuff. They're just tearing it off for Bobby and Susie, right? So shit, maybe I'll just say, I lied. I'm going to sell them at market price. Sorry, guys.
I understand this take, and I've lived in Japan, like I showed you guys in the beginning of the video, where it was hit or miss. Some places were willing to open it, some places were not. It really just depended on the card shop that you were at. If you're at Pokemon Center, that's 100% going to come off. That was their policy no matter what. So if you bought cards there, you knew you were going to probably want to open them. And I don't think that they can enforce this at scale. I don't think that this is something that they could do unless they somehow made it open at distribution. But then you worry about somehow like the safety and security of the cards as well. Like there's a lot of things that, like, the point of it is to prevent tampering, but inherently people are trying to tamper with it and make it not look tampered again. This hobby is insane.
Maybe I'll just say, I lied. I'm going to sell them at market price. Sorry, guys. Let's take a quick break from the blame game, though, and look back at the article. You know, PokeBeach says the Pokemon Center Singapore's reason for taking the plastic off is because the real fans only buy the booster boxes to open the packs. And that is so far from the truth, it's not even funny. I would argue a very large chunk of people that buy booster boxes specifically buy them for their sealed collection. There are a million ways to obtain packs. Booster boxes, while typically the best way to do it per pack, they're very much like the most popular sealed collection piece out there. There's not a lot of people keeping booster bundles in their sealed collection. No one's keeping sleeved packs in their sealed collection. ETBs maybe, but like booster boxes, a huge part of their appeal is to sit on a shelf sealed. Whether you like that, whether you agree with it, whatever your feelings are, the fact that there are real fans who cannot have that opportunity that shop at Pokemon Center Singapore because Pokemon can't keep a handle on its distributors, its vendors, and its printing facilities. It's so weird. Like, this is the best solution they've got? Open the shit they sell you?
I do believe this is a short-sighted take. Like, I've already talked about it not being the most effective, but it's short-sighted because people to this day, if you go to any card show, there are people that do buy individual packs from Team Rocket or whatever else. Like you go to a card shop now, they have the little dispensers where they just load those up. And so, yes, that's probably not as common for older packs because they're actually a lot less common. But I want to go on record and say the status quo of like them being cheaper has not really been the case. And if anything, looking at my price breakdown of recent sets kind of shows that to be more of the situation, if you will. And reacting to Brian's video, reacting to the news of PokeBeach posting this, I want to bring out some very good ideas for you guys that I think will make some valuable suggestions. And I want to hear your guys' suggestions from what I'm saying. Pokemon makes money from you opening cards. Every time you open a pack, you do not get the hit you want. You say, I would need more, please, thank you. You go back again. That's how that works. Now, if you're not doing that, you're not probably going to keep buying more packs because you'll just buy sealed and say, oh, I have it. You would only buy the one booster box. You would only buy the maybe couple artwork blisters or whatever you want. And then you could be done. And you know, that's it. You don't even deal with the cards at all. But that is not in the best interest of Pokemon. They have zero interest in the secondary market. And I think they use that to kind of evaluate the brand and the integrity of the brand. And that's why they're kind of disgusted with all the stuff going on of people kind of arguing and fighting over things. But let's be real. You, in a regard of buying a booster box, are getting a fractional increase of the value or extra price. This is as a unit for easier transacting, which also means not having to open up all the cardboard from the blister packs and things like that. But that's why there is a premium. So instead of the time, the shipping, the taxes, the listing of individual packs per se, you can do this in one bulk deal. And let's just be honest, I want to say it's like a Venn diagram here. There's sealed and then there's card collectors that are there. There is overlap. Like me, I do have some collection that is sealed. But when you go to a card show, if this was just buying sealed product, you would see a lot more transactional stuff with that. But at the shows, you don't see that. People are actually trying to enjoy the product. And so Pokemon's like, let's get those people to get the product because those people are making bigger dents in the market than the Timmys buying a couple and flipping them, let's be honest. And Pokemon cares about making their dollar before you make your dollar. And I have to say that they are aware that kids that are going to keep coming up through, that they want to continue Pokemon, do not want to see boxes on the shelf in their room. They want to see the cards. They want to see the cool Vaporeons. They want to see, what else I got here? They want to see the Ionos, right? Like they, from the show, by the way, season 2 of New Horizons, she's in there. I think that this is kind of a two-headed dragon, that they're part of the same body, but they do kind of fight and intertangle a little bit. So I'm okay with them opening whatever product they have to open. I'm really not that crazy about it. If anything, I'm buying more singles than I am buying packs because I try and control how much I'm doing that. So do you guys think that opening the packs is going to make a difference on whether or not the sealed collection's crazy, this investment bro type thing, or how it's going to affect cards? I mean, that's a whole other aspect as well, because if those go up and people are hoarding all these booster boxes, even with the increased price, because people are saying they're more rare, that could make the individual cards even go up in price as well. But let me know down in the comments below.